one way that you can just so you can distance yourself is when you come up with an idea, really that idea is the idea. When you implement something, that thing should stand on its own. It shouldn't depend on, oh, this was this guy's idea, therefore it's good, and this is this other guy's idea, therefore it's bad.
Not
Things should
merit-based.
have things should have, ways to measure their success. You should have performance indicators,
Yeah.
and they should be separated from the person. They should be separated from, like these are ways that tools can help, I think.
Yep.
If you were able to say, hey, I've got, this idea, well, let's put this idea onto this board. Let's decide how to work on it. Let's have other people contribute to it without saying this is one person's idea. Let's just talk about the idea itself. Let's put half of it into practice and look at the numbers and let the numbers decide. I think when you can take yourself away from, take your ego out, when you can take your identity away as I'm the idea guy, my ideas are great, and just have work on the idea itself and let the idea stand on its own numbers and its own performance indicators. I think that also helps, and there are tools that can help do that. And I feel like it adds to the idea that the company, your business, your organization, it's an ongoing repository of knowledge, of best practices. It's an ongoing discussion. It isn't a solved game. It's not like tic-tac-toe where you know exactly what move to make to win. There is, a million possibilities, and the industry you're in completely changes that. And it's not that, hey, we know this is solved, we've got the solution. Everybody just has to play along with it. Um, at some point you're going to hit the limitations of that. And I do think that knowing your company, knowing your industry, does help because maybe there are certain things that are solved that you actually need to integrate into your business. But that's going to be really industry dependent. I think when it comes to day to day what you're doing in your organization, I think it helps to have an attitude of we are constantly judging, rethinking, assessing, our existing steps and our existing formulas. We're constantly looking for ways to improve what's there. But I do feel like, we need to get people caught up with what's there. So we're not trying to say this is the be all end all solution, everybody learn it. What we're trying to do is here's a whole bunch of documents and numbers and statistics, and we were going to put that somewhere so we can take a look, learn from our past, but also not say that that's all we're ever going to do. We want to have a way that people can get caught up with the discussion. And that's sometimes a way, sort of a knowledge repository, LMSs. I do think that these tools, they help out with that because they do alleviate some of the issues into building a psychological safe place. I think if you have that place where somebody can ask a question or look up a question, maybe not anonymously, but maybe on their own time, not in front of their direct boss, but maybe they can get an answer from somewhere else in the organization. If we have data and it's available to them, and obviously security and things like that are concerned, but maybe that's something that they can look into. They can look into these things without and you can always tell the manager, don't laugh, don't make fun of people if they ask a dumb question. But sometimes there also is a benefit to having a tool that helps, to reduce the number of dumb questions. Humans are humans. Like you try your best. You read all these books and do all this training. But ultimately, how do we want to also shape the environment to make it so that you feel more confident when you ask a question. You can do a little bit of digging yourself when you make a suggestion and find out that, oh, actually we tried that, last year. It didn't go so well, or something like that. Being able to put more knowledge and data, maybe not as structured training, but sort of in an unstructured way, and maybe in the form of discussion forums, QA threads, things like that, where people can get caught up. And again, if they aren't, you're not supposed to judge them, but maybe these resources help somebody who's got an idea be able to feel more confident about their ideas, and then give managers and leaders a place where you can refer to old things without repeating yourself, and maybe not get as exasperated about being asked the same questions over and over again. I think there is this, there are other tools like if you were to sort of design the environment. I don't know what your your industry is. I don't know about the specific culture, and I don't know these things without really sitting down. And even then, I'll never know as well as, the people who actually run the thing. But I think we are able to make suggestions in terms of here's some online tools and maybe offline tools. Here's some tools and artifacts that might foster and start to grow the culture in the way that you want, right? And I feel like um, again, the tools you choose won't be universal, but it's really helpful to know that they're out there. It's really helpful to think in that way. You keep telling your managers, be more open. And it's like they're not. At what point do you step in and help by changing the environment, changing the tools that they have available while they're doing their job?